Good morning or good evening, depending on when you see this. It is currently Wednesday the 8th at 1:01 a.m. My name is Will Silvera. Thank you for tuning in. By the time you see this, it's probably going to be in the afternoon. So I'm going to be talking about tonight's council meeting in the city of Montebello, agenda item number 8, which is going to be the topic to consider filling the vacant council member position for Montebello's District 5. So what can the city council do to fill the vacant position? City council can either hold a special election so that District 5 residents can vote for the representative, or they can create a process so they can create an appointment selection process. In this situation, I really recommend that we go to a special election, because if the rumors are true, then you're going to be having an appointment selection that is manipulated and highly favored to go in the direction of a selected person. I'll be getting into that person in a bit. So how did we get here, and where do we go from here? So the current open seat became vacant after the voters of District 5 recalled Councilwoman Angie Jimenez. First and foremost, kudos to District 5 for banding together to have your voices heard. I'd like to emphasize that this isn't about bashing on Jimenez or supporting Jimenez. It is well documented that Jimenez and myself do not get along. We do not see eye to eye. However, I'm also not a fan of BSing and lying, and I believe in holding some honor. There's substantial evidence documenting that the recall effort was led and orchestrated by the Hotel and Quiet Canyon operator, Mr. Brad Perrin. He's got many LLCs, so sometimes you're going to hear about this guy and you're going to think it's a different company, but really he's got like 5 or 6 LLCs that he's running in the city, and they have different contracts. He's also an Orange County resident, and he's a puppet master for Cristina Cortez. Who is Cristina Cortez? She's the former councilwoman, and she lost her seat in 2017 to Vanessa Delgado. After she lost her seat, she became a political consultant and a campaign manager. Cortez was working on several political campaigns as a consultant and campaign manager. She's helped the likes of Kimberly Cobos, David Torres, and Scarlett Peralta. In my opinion, Cortez will closely control and manipulate their time and dictate who they can see. On April 29th, 2024, during Topgolf's grand opening, Angie Jimenez was served with recall papers. Roughly 3 weeks before Angie was served, I was called by Cristina Cortez and invited to join the recall efforts to oust Angie Jimenez. This was led me to question, why was Cortez so involved in considering that she doesn't live in District 5? If you review the 460s, the contributions, you can clearly see that Brad Perrin funded 65% of it. Who also doesn't live in the city of Montebello again. Furthermore, the person running the day-to-day field operations was Julian Cepeda, or Castro, depending on what day of the week it is, I guess, who also does not live in the city of Montebello. Roughly 3 weeks after that phone call, I got another phone call by Cortez again, and she again asked me to be involved in the recall efforts. Again, I declined because I have already seen a text message that was being circulated by Rick Alonso. And he was asking for District 5 residents to sign a petition so he could have Scarlett, David, and Georgina appoint him to the District 5 seat. I think it's important to note here that this was even before Angie was served. So you already have a tight-knit group of people that are going to be operating in the shadows. Why is he going to get appointed versus other people? He wasn't even one of the main people gathering signatures. You had people like Joseph Sanchez that was riding around and getting votes. You also had Bill Poliso that was also very involved. He served Angie Jimenez. He also was involved in the DePaul Center to create it as a historical landmark, because the residents around there wanted to make sure that they were not going to have low-income housing. He was also instrumental in removing Angie Jimenez. Like it or not, he at least has shown up. Over the last 10 years, I can honestly say I've seen Bill Poliso at the council meeting speaking at the dais. Now, Rick Alonso, yes, he did run in 2022, yet after that, we've never seen him again until there was an appointment process. And now, fast forward, now we're seeing him again. And December, Cortez was parading him around at the reorg, trying to introduce him, obviously to garner support so she can get him appointed. Perrin, well, why did all of this happen? Well, Perrin decided to target and take it out on Angie Jimenez after she voted against giving Perrin an exclusive rights to the hotel and food beverages for 30 years. To put it in context, one of his contracts for the food and beverage was going to go until 2064, and the hotel contracts were only going to go to like 2030, and now he got an extra extension, so it's going to take it to somewhere about 2060. That vote took place on Valentine's Day in 2024 at City Hall. Historically, this guy always put something during the Christmas time, during Valentine's, Halloween, because everybody's busy with their families, with their loved ones, and they're not going to be paying attention. I mean, after November, who wanted to really hear about the elections? We've already had a long year of electioneering. After voting no for Perrin's contract, Angie Jimenez spoke out against Perrin's abusive contract terms. During her council orals and comments, roughly 4 months later, a recall was underway with the campaign's documents showing that Perrin funded approximately 65% of those recall donations. People who worked on the recall operations have stated that openly that it was run out of the living room of former councilwoman, Cristina Cortez, and you would see the day-to-day operations by her minion, Julian Cepeda Castro. Julian Castro Cepeda. And if you ever want to check it out, you could go to city council meetings. He's normally sitting in the back row. In 2022, Cortez was running campaigns behind the scenes like Rick Alonso, Georgina Tamayo, Scarlett Peralta, and rumored to be consulting David Torres. It became obvious to me that certain outsiders, manipulators, and co-conspirators were pushing the efforts and attempting to get Rick Alonso appointed to the city council without having him run for a campaign. More importantly, by pushing this appointment, they essentially are denying residents the right to vote for who they want to represent them. The city council will likely make their excuse that it's going to cost a lot of money, yet look at all the lawsuits this council has paid out, and it's literally in the millions. Just a few weeks ago in Quiet Canyon, I already mentioned that, and sorry about that, lost my place and just trying to catch up, just trying to keep on track for you guys so I won't go all over the place. I met Rick in 2022 when he was running for District 5. He was Scarlett Peralta's pick, and later coming to find out that Cortez was also involved in Rick Alonso's campaign. Nothing against Rick Alonso. I just want District 5 to have the best representations, and I want the rest like I want for the rest of Montebello. Rick is an engineer. However, he's not engaged. He self-admittedly that he is not an outgoing person. He's more of a homebody and prefers to be non-confrontational. Nothing wrong with any of those qualities. However, if you go look at some of the videos of previous councils, you're going to see residents up there arguing with council members. And why put a person in this position? Second, why would a person want to be in this position when that is not your type of personality? To me, it just seems like they needed 3 votes so they can put his 2 hotels and remodel the Quiet Canyon Event Center on our tax dollars, guys. And for me, the other reason that they need to do this is because in District 5, you have all of the cultivation for cannabis and can make some more money if she can get 3 votes to say yes to bring over retail dispensary. So some of you guys might say, well, Will, we have dispensaries. No, we have deliveries. We don't have an actual retail store, so you can go in the city of Montebello that is legally permitted to be open, so you can go purchase cannabis products. That is a big money maker, and campaign and lobbyists and campaign managers and things along those lines and consultants get paid heavily to deliver votes or to be able to get a meeting with a council member. Considering how much Montebello has declined, I would like to think that the residents want the representatives to be selected by the voter and not by a millionaire or a campaign manager or even a consultant for that matter. Bottom line, let the voters decide. Have a great night. See you next time and hope to see you at the council meetings and voicing your opinions. Thank you. Good night.